Alrighty. So yeah, really good matchup here. Finally, Tom Breese is getting a bit of a step up. I think Omari is ranked, so yeah, he's getting a bit of a step up. Not, step up rankings wise here. And he's getting an opportunity to enter the rankings here. So yeah, I've said here like 5 times already. So yeah, he's bringing in a 3-inch reach advantage, I believe. Well, on here, it says 73 inches to 73.5. I think on UFC stats, it probably has the correct one. So I think it was 70 to 73 inches, which seems more realistic. Yeah, if Omari does have 73 inches of reach, I don't think he uses it. Yeah, he just doesn't use that length anyway. So yeah. The thing with Tom Breese though, he has, missed out on a few scheduled fights over the past few years. He's only had 10 minutes cage time over the last 3 years. It's hard to get a read on him, hard to, get a very solid read on him. And yeah, like he does stuff like the thing he did with Allen where he jumped back and then he looked really, disappointed in himself afterwards. So obviously he's got a few mental, he just, he thinks a lot. He's probably a bit hard on himself as a person. And yeah, he just brings that into the cage. So obviously you just got to keep an eye out on that. But it doesn't seem to affect him too much when he's in the ring because he does make good decisions. Obviously he's very technical and he's very patient. So yeah, there's that overthinking thing coming in again. But it's worked out for him so far as, yeah, he has, obviously won the majority of his fights. But yeah, it's just something to look out for. So we'll just break down the striking of these two guys. Break down Omari first. He's a bit easier. So yeah, Omari, he'll mostly just counterpunch. He'll swing with everything. He'll go in with the right hook to left hook or a left hook to right hook. That's about his combinations. He does have a pretty decent stiff jab, but he doesn't throw it as much as he loves his hooks. He's not afraid to brawl. Probably prefers it, to be honest. But yeah, that's compared to Breeze, who's in and out of range. He's, light on his feet. He's always looking to set up everything from the jab. He'll rarely throw a naked right hand unless he's, got a clear opening or he's set it up with something else like a leg kick. But yeah, Omari has a few tells. Like he'll dip his head every time he commits to a strike. Obviously that's open for the uppercut if you're going to use it on him. I think Cummings caught him with an uppercut. Zach Cummings caught him with an uppercut as he was leaning in. But yeah, just Omari, any bit of offense that he does, feints, right hand, left hand, he dips. So the uppercut's obviously there, and also it's just it just lets you know he's going to strike. And yeah, Tom Breeze, sometimes he will look for that perfect shot, which can lead to low volume and obviously losing decisions, which happened in that Sean Strickland fight. Even though I thought he won, I thought it was either 30-27 Tom Breeze or 29-28 Tom Breeze. But it's hard to score fights while you're just watching the tape because you're just watching that particular fighter, really. But yeah, I thought he won that quite convincingly. And yeah, with the looking for the perfect shot thing, obviously that's like in tune with, his overthinking and stuff. Like probably he comes across as a perfectionist to me, who, if he doesn't have everything perfect before a fight, he'll just like mentally quit or mentally, want to reset, which, he pulled out of a few fights, I think, stating anxiety. So yeah, that could be a thing, like, he's looking for that perfect shot, perfectionist, if he can't find that perfect shot, he just kind of doesn't know what to do, or he just spends the whole fight just looking for it and can get behind the scorecards. And yeah, one of his, better combinations is the body kick versus the orthodox, versus orthodox fighters. That's really nice kick. Obviously, I think Omari's orthodox, so yeah, they'll be open here. And yeah, for Omari, he has a pretty heavy low kick, rarely throws it, but really heavy low kick. Like, you can see opponents cringe when he kicks them with it. He'll usually follow the right hand with the left hand. That's just how he goes. That's just the motion he brings. He'll throw the right hand, and usually it's followed up by the left hand. So it's just something to look out for. Weidman nearly got caught. I saw that tendency in Omari before the Weidman fight, and he nearly caught Weidman about 20 times with that left hook. Weidman just hands low, just dipping back with his head. Very scary. Omari also, he'll usually be on the back foot. As I said before, he's a counter fighter, so he's usually on the back foot and then looking, to land a bomb or, get his opponents to fall into his right hand, which is pretty much what he likes to do. He backs up a few steps and then just blasts, like with a 2-3 punch combo. When he's on the defense, he'll lean back to evade the jab or the straight right. So as I was saying, like, he'll usually lean back to his right hand side to evade the jabs or the straight right, and he usually does get caught with the 1-2, the following 2, because it's like a very predictable movement that he's doing. He just leans back, and then a good boxer is able to read it, step in with a jab, and then extend on the 2, and then they catch him. And Breese, obviously, very nice boxer. He uses his length pretty well, on Tapology it's only saying he's, got quite a marginal reach, but he does use his length really well. In the grappling, it's pretty interesting. I can't get a great read on Tom Breese's ground game. Like, obviously it looked pretty decent in the Nakamura fight, but, since then, he's been dominated by Brandon Allen. Was another fight that made me worried. He allows his guard to be passed pretty easily. When he is on bottom, he'll go for like low percentage leg locks and try and sweep. That's when the opponent's standing in his guard, or he'll just kind of just attack a leg if he gets the feet on the hips. Which is, not the greatest thing. Sometimes it can work and you look like a genius, but, most times you're going to get countered pretty easily and pay for it because you're probably getting your guard passed or, getting bombed from ground and pound. Omari's not someone you want to have on top of you in your guard, because he will throw pretty heavy ground and pound. Like he obviously leaves a lot of space and, winds up with his ground and pound, and it's pretty easy to get up from underneath him. But he does throw a lot of heat on the ground when he's in top position. But when Omari's in bottom position, he'll just kind of use brute force to get back to his feet. He'll just push off, pretty much just bench press his opponent off, or just get his feet on the hips and just kick, just like absolutely just kick his opponents off him. He's not great on the bottom, but on top he's pretty serviceable, and he will go for takedowns and try to initiate, the ground game sometimes. He'll go for a fake overhand and then he'll shoot. Did that in the Zach Cummings fight. He does, take it to the ground a fair bit, which is what Breese has to look out for in this matchup. So how'd these guys win? For Omari, he's got pretty good timing on his counters. He's pretty accurate with his strikes, fairly accurate, lands a lot of his power shots. Pretty efficient because, he obviously does get fairly tired in fights when he's putting everything into all these shots. Omari, he's got a granite chin. Breese does have a bit of power and a nice snapping jab, but I don't see him denting Omari's chin. Like, it's just fucking made out of granite. What do you call it? Yeah, Cummings did drop him. Yeah. But that was I think that was an uppercut, which he didn't see coming. Obviously, because he dips his head in, and then obviously can't see the punch, or maybe closed his eyes just before it or something. But I have faith in Omari's chin. I think it's pretty solid. He has pretty good takedown defense, definitely in the earlier rounds. Like, later on, he can get taken down just because he's tired and doesn't want to fucking, be bothered with the takedown defense. And yeah, he sets up his own takedown defense, or his own takedowns, like fairly well. Like he'll fake an overhand and then shoot. Like, it's pretty simple, but works. A lot of people don't set up their takedowns. So yeah, for Tom Breese, as I said before, nice snap and jab, pretty nice boxing. Obviously, got nice movement as well. When he has a lot of success for southpaws, because he has that jab that he can just kind of reach out and just tap them with. But with the orthodox fight, it's not as open, because they can just put their guard up, and also but I'd probably say the left straight will be the power weapon for Breese in this fight. And yeah, go off my screen. Okay, how these guys lose. So we'll stick with Tom Breese. As I said before, obviously the psychological issues. Can't read too much into it because I have no fucking idea what it is, to be honest. Speculating really. But obviously he's had to pull out a few fights because, it wasn't a physical issue. It was something up there. Also, he doesn't check leg kicks. His lead arm is low most of the time. That's pretty standard with his type of length and stuff. Like, his just style. He just keeps that lead hand low. Obviously, you have to have pretty good reflexes. Just, because people are going to be targeting it, obviously. But yeah, he seems to do pretty well just defending it. He has trouble with heavy pressure fighters. So fighters like Strickland, Strickland's not heavy pressure, but he walked Breese down the whole fight. And also Brendan Allen, who just came right over to Breese, and then Breese just clinched, and then tried to take his back for some reason. But yeah. He can, have a brain fart, just, as he's getting pressured. He obviously likes to have time to think about his, game plan and strategy. And if you're not giving him space to do that, then he has a little bit of trouble. Alright, so past the victory for these two guys. So Tom Breese, I'd like to see him stay in and out. Just obviously out of the way of Omari's counter punches, but also, just landing your own jabs, straights. Stay away from the fence, because Omari will, tee off on the fence. Like he'll actually cut the cage off and then, fire a punch on the opposite side of where you're, the direction you're moving in. So say if you're moving to your right, he'll throw a left hook and then he cut the cage off to your left. If you know what I mean, and vice versa. Also for Tom Breese, keep guard up when you're kicking with your rear leg. So if you're going for that power kick with the body kick or the high kick, keep your guard up, because I have seen you drop it at times. So just, got to watch out for that, because he will come in with maybe a right overhand or a right hook. Could put your lights out, because he does have a bit of power. I think his power's a little bit overrated, but he has a little bit of power, so you got to respect it. Also, don't get dragged into a brawl. He has a granite chin, and it's just where he has the range advantage. Obviously he would prefer to be in the pocket and then just swinging. I'm not sure about Tom Breese's chin, but it seems pretty solid, but I'd just like to see him stay at length and just fight in and out of range instead of brawling with Omari. Also I'd like to see him mix in feints, just to get Omari's, muscles moving, get him fatigued a little bit, get him biting on feints, because he does bite on feints a lot. Just get him biting on feints, just get him, just wear him down a little bit. Feints, jabs, teeps, just whatever you can do to just, work at that cardio. Also, for Omari, his past the victory, I'd really like to see him throw some low kicks, because obviously Breese doesn't check him that often. And he just has some pretty powerful low kicks. And, against the southpaw, against the southpaw, it's not as It's not as actually open for him. So yeah, but if you still want to attempt it, then go for it. But it's not as open as I thought it was. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'd like to see him mix in the wrestling with the strikes. So yeah, just give Breese something else to think about. Obviously, he, can overthink in the octagon. So if you give him a lot to think about, maybe even switch to southpaw at a certain point, just, get him frazzled, make him think about a lot of things at once. And yeah, shoot for a takedown, try and mix it up, maybe try and even get him on his back and try and land some ground and pound, because, he was on his back in his last fight and he pretty much just shelled up until the ref called it off. Maybe not his last fight, but the fight before that with Brandon Allen. And yeah, for Omari, you just kind of want to get in his face, put the pressure on, make it ugly, really. You don't want a technical striking match with Tom Breese. You'd probably come out second best. So yeah, you want to make it ugly. You want to start swinging. You want to kind of create a little wild bit of chaos in there. So yeah, I think that's Omari's best option here. So in my opinion, this is a pretty favourable and a pretty comfortable matchup for Tom Breese. So Omari isn't going to put the pressure on you. He isn't going to make you think about too many things. He's pretty much going to fight one way. And that's just how he's always fought his whole career. And he's just not a big pressure fighter. He's not a big volume guy. I think Breese is going to put on a little bit of a clinic here, to be honest, just in the striking department. Gets interesting if Omari tries to take him down or starts throwing leg kicks, but yeah, honestly, just in a pure boxing match, I think Breese has a big advantage here. And yeah, Omari's just going to kind of fall into that fight, just of like trying to counter Breese. Breese will probably just be too quick, too slick, and just get out of there with the decision win, in my opinion. Maybe even a finish. I wouldn't say he's going to finish Omari. That's in my opinion. The way I see this fight going is that Breese is on the front foot, just kind of skipping in 3-2, 2-3, 1-2. Just on, basic combinations. Maybe even just skip in, throw a jab, skip out again. And that's probably just going to be the whole fight for about 15 minutes. And then Omari, obviously, just trying to counter. That's just what he does. Just trying to throw heat. I think Breese will just be too quick and he just won't. He will catch Breese maybe a few times, but I think Breese will just be, a bit too nifty for him in this matchup. So obviously, as you could tell by the language I'm using, I'm on Tom Breese at the moment. I think I got him at 183, 187, something like that. They opened as about a pick'em, which was surprising to me. Because Omari, he's not someone you love to bet on, because he's not gonna really hustle, when you really want him, or he doesn't have that much natural talent. I'm not surprised that the line is trending towards $1.50 for Breese, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up at about $1.55 on fight night. Some interesting things here is that Breese inside the distance 255. I wasn't suspecting that, because Omari, very durable guy. Has he ever been finished? I think he maybe been finished by a sub. Oh yeah, that was because he was tired. I think he was at welterweight then. He missed weight? No, he didn't. No. Sergio Moraes, I can't remember that fight, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Probably tired again. Round 3. Was fit. Yeah, no shame in getting subbed by Gunny in the first round. God, all his losses finishes. Jesus. He's been pretty durable recently. Let's say. Look at that. That's all decisions. So yeah, in my opinion, I think this has gone to decision. I think Tom Breese gets the decision nod. Probably getting a little bit greedy if you go 340. Maybe put a unit on it. The money line was good enough for me because I got it at $1.83 or $1.87, something like that. So it was good enough for me. Right now, I'd probably say it's a little bit too low. I wouldn't be comfortable playing Breese at those odds, just in my opinion. If you want to keep up to date with my like picks and stuff, you just follow my betting like tracking page or whatever. That's in the description. So I post my bets there before I post these videos. If you ever want to, get ahead of the game or get the odds as I get them. But yeah, because I make these videos sometimes, weeks later, so the odds aren't exactly the same. But yeah, in my opinion, I think Breese by decision is decent. But yeah, so yeah, good fight here. I think Top Breeze just edges it. Not edges it, but just pretty much dominates. And just, wins the decision here. So yeah, we'll go to the next fight.